tried this with friends of mine and they're like, dude, that works. Because we have an enemy and Jesus called him the father of lies. He also said that if we resist him, that it will send him running. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna send the enemy running. I'm gonna start with a couple of principles. I'm gonna tell you a story about the most effective way that I've ever tried, that I still do today, anytime the birds try to build a nest in my hair. And that's the first principle, is that we can't stop the birds from flying overhead, but we can stop them from building a nest in our hair. So, I got this new Bachelor Pad. That's what we called it back then. I don't know what you guys call it. It was a basement suite, but it was amazing. Mountain view, everything I asked the Lord for. Different video. And what it needed was the world's biggest beanbag chair. Don't know why. Maybe the Lord put that in my head because he wanted me to have this experience and to send the enemy running. And so I found one, went to pick it up, and it was huge. It was super cool and it worked. But just as I was leaving, the guy told me with a big eating grin on his face that this beanbag chair had been used in a photo shoot. So I had a decision to make, especially for a guy with an overactive imagination. It's pretty easy for me to think about that photo shoot every time I looked at this beanbag chair. And so I asked the Lord how to deal with this. And I had, I'll call it a brilliant idea, because I don't think it was from me. And I've tried this with friends of mine and they're like, dude, that works. So now I want to share this with you guys, because I don't want you to struggle with this stuff. We're all going to be tempted, and I guess that's a struggle, but I don't want you to struggle with the effects of giving into this temptation, because you don't have to. God's going to help you. I'm going to help you right now, because this works. I don't struggle with this anymore. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm tempted. Don't get me wrong. I am tempted strongly. But every time the enemy presents something to make me fall, I do this. And he flees. So here it is. Every time I was tempted to think about that photo shoot, when I looked at or I sat in my big beanbag chair, I prayed for the people that were involved. In my mind, I was struggling with the ladies that were involved, of course, and so I prayed for them. I prayed for them many times. And you know what that does? It puts you in a completely different frame of mind. And it puts the enemy in a completely different state, because all of a sudden his offense turns to defense, because the last thing in the world he wants is the people of God praying for the people that are caught up in that lifestyle. Because God knows their name. He knows exactly what each one of those people is doing at this moment. He loves them and he died for them. And he says that our prayers, they get answered. They might pile up for a while before he does something. He says there's bowls of prayer being filled up right now. Each one of those people, he knows that if they're willing to follow him when he reveals himself to them, they have their own little bowl. He's filling that up with your prayers starting today. Got that, you guys? We're called to something much bigger here than just fulfilling our momentary desires that are lies anyways. Yeah, so there you go. Friends of mine have told me that, you know, they're in situations where, you know, they're working with guys that have pictures on the walls or whatever, and it's just unavoidable. But that's a lot of women that got prayed for. And the enemy, he's got a hold on some people. in a big way. Our prayers help to loosen that grip. So you can be part of that. We can all be part of that. This channel, all you guys, we can help change lives. People that we'll never meet till after. So I think that was it. No. Okay, how to break a habit. Hey, my brothers, check out this video to finally break that habit.